All right, guys. Well, remember the Honda CRV that Sherwood told me was the one with the no start, no crank? Yeah, no, it's an AC issue, and it's next. So let's get into it. All right, we got that one that we already diagnosed, waiting on the starter on it. That video is either released or coming out. Where I put this one, no, where was this one? It was right there. Let's see where it is now. You sure this is the right one? What year is this, Sherwood? That's not a 2004. The thermometer is climbing. It's out here. Kind of get an idea here. It's probably about 90 degrees out here right now. It says 87.2, but we just came out of the air conditioning.
You want to get this thing going?
While you're sitting in there, it's hot now?
No, I just want to get it up.
Well, I was just trying to get this up to the temperature. We'll just let it go. It's like 87, climbing, 87.7 now. Let's go ahead and...
What's the complaint?
The complaint is the AC doesn't cool. That's what you told me anyway. I need to be reading these tickets. I think I might have to look at these tickets a little closer. Give me some false information earlier. All right. Let's go ahead and leave it on AC. Put it here, put it there. And this is why we tell people this is not even on, this is on outside air. That's 106. Oh, look at here. All right, so here's a perfect example. Potentially, some people would say, oh, this is going to be a door issue. All right, let's go ahead and put it there. Oh, it's getting there now. That one's colder. All right, we'll leave it in there for a minute. We'll pull it around.
What are you looking at?
To the bay.
AC stuff?
I mean, first thing you want to do with the AC, first thing you want to do with any complaint, we cannot get through. Holy moly, mother of pearl.
Going around.
We are going around the block to get into the bay that's right down there. It's crazy.
First thing.
We're gonna have our seatbelt on. Hopefully, won't get in trouble.
Remember when we used to wonder if we had a bunch of cars to work on that day? There was a time where you would wonder if you were going to have enough cars for that.
Oh, in the history of Royalty Auto Service?
Yeah.
I think like any shop.
Yeah.
You know, all shops go through that time of, you know, ups and downs, and sometimes the downs were really, 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 really bad. Like you're looking in the parking lot, hoping for something to come in. You got me talking, and I'm over here about to miss my turn. I'm gonna get yelled at for that. No blinker, you slammed on the brakes. What if you got hit from behind? We're on the back of
There's
nobody on the road. But yeah, we don't. Thank goodness, because that's a horrible place to be as a business owner, right? You don't want to be where you don't have business, because that's scary.
Just know that the reason I said that is so that you guys understand that it's okay to go through that. Just get through it. There's light on the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, there's things to do. Like a lot of times people market and, you know, do some advertising and marketing and all that, and then it gets busy and they stop doing that stuff. And Z, what are you doing? Hey Zion, what you doing?
Water. He likes that water.
Loves that water.
All right.
Yeah,
So we still haven't told him the first thing we do. You do.
Oh. I'm gonna check to see if it works. So it doesn't work. It's at 80 degrees, 79 degrees. Let's see what this one is. Back up just a little bit.
How quickly should it get up to?
Well, I mean, use reason here. It's not going to get there in 2 seconds. But what are you doing, Z? But it should start dropping. You know, it should get down there fairly quickly.
Temperature difference.
Now if I
also
do
refrigerant.
max AC, so now max AC on these cars is going to be recirculate. That's why when you first get in here and it's really hot inside the car, you don't want to have it on recirculate. Where'd he go? Where'd Zion go? Zion!
So, big difference side to side.
Yeah.
Low
So-
refrigerant.
Big difference side to side. Can be, sometimes you could say, okay, well, that's a door issue. And you could be right. It could be a door issue. But a lot of times it's a refrigerant issue. Because where the refrigerant goes through the evaporator core, depending on where this one is, this could be closer to the inlet. It's getting cooler, and then as the refrigerant, because it's lower, it's low on refrigerant, it will use up the coolness in it, and as it gets towards the top of the evaporator core to go out, it's not as cold. That's the simplest way I can put it, but clearly it's different side to side. So we're going to go ahead and find Zion first, and then we are going to get the machine on it. Let's get this thing, evacuating and go from there. We got two going at the same time. Got the Lincoln behind us with an AC blower motor issue and AC issue. We got this one. This one is now done evacuating. We have 0.410, so less than half a pound in it. So roughly 7 ounces in here. We should have a full 15 ounces, 15.4 at max charge. We're going to go ahead, and we did not recover any oil, so we're not having to put any oil back in it. We're going to go ahead and charge it back up again, and we're going to see if it functions first. That's the first thing we want to do, is charge it back up, see if it actually gets colder than it did, which it should, and then we're going to check it for leaks. So let's go ahead and get that process started by charging it up. Now it looks like we need to add some refrigerant to we need to get another tank of refrigerant on this machine. Charge. We want to change that to ounces. We want to go 15.4. All right, let that do its thing. It's going to take a few minutes. Going back to that one. Got it charged up. It's fully charged right now. I want to change tacks just a little bit here. This thing is it's very humid right now. So before I start this up and see if it cools, because it's going to start getting condensation really quickly coming out of the evaporator drain tube. I don't want that to happen if I can help it, because I want to check that for leaks, and I want to be able to put my leak detector right there at it, and I don't want any water getting in my leak detector. So what I'm going to do is put this thing up in the air. We're going to go ahead and just pop these off real quick. Put this thing up in the air and get to the drain tube, and I'll show you what I'm going to do there. Okay. So here's our drain right here. Super easy to get to. I mean, some of these are not that easy. Right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and get a plug for that. And you can get these things, just a bag of these things on Amazon. I mean, yeah, you can find them and link it there. But they're all just different sizes and stuff. And we got the caps and the plugs. We'll take that. That's a good size right there. Boom. And we will give that 1 hour. I'm going to get that 1 hour to sit. And then we're going to come back and check that first, because that's going to be the thing that is going to be the hardest to check to see if it's leaking. If we be patient with that and we give that its hour, we're going to come back and we're going to know right away, is it leaking or not leaking? And then we can either eliminate it or condemn it. So let's go ahead and give that its hour and come back.
And we can work on those.
And while that's happening, we're working on other. I'm not sitting in a chair waiting for that to happen. I mean, obviously we all know, flat rate guys, you've got to be able to work on multiple cars at one time. So we're not going to just sit here. So a lot of times when people say, oh, I don't have time as a flat rate guy to do that. Yeah, you do have time. We've got that one we're working on. We've been working on that one and this one kind of back and forth while we're doing videos on both of them. So you can do it quite easily. It's just a matter of understanding what you've got to do and being,
Logistics.
yeah, just working out through the logistics and being efficient. While this thing has been sitting, I've done some leak tests with the leak detector. We don't, again, we have to use our time wisely. So I went over the entire condenser really slowly. No leaks there. Went all around the compressor, everywhere around that. No leaks there. Went into the Schraders because sometimes these things will leak and cause issues, right, that we don't really realize. A lot of times we leave the hoses on. No leaks there. I went into all around all the fittings and everything. The only place that I found anything, and I'll show you something else I did. I came in here and I dropped the glove box down, and we look in here, and this is sometimes you got to do this kind of stuff. You see that we've got lines and stuff in here, right? This is the evaporator core, going to the evaporator core right here. So I went in all along these, checked everything I could get to there to see if there's any leaks. I also went in underneath right here into that inside this. So I went around the back side of it and got up in here because that's where the lines are also. And no leaks there. I'll show you one thing I did find. I pulled this off and just looked in there. I was just here, so I figured I'd take a look at it. And you can see we've got dirty on the one side and on the other. So something's gotten in there. And it looks like it's chewed up some. And we've got, look inside there, you can see what looks like possibly some animal issues. So we're gonna have to look at that. So we'll leave that out for now. Let's go ahead. I'll show you what I did find. I found one thing here. We haven't checked the evaporator core yet, because again, we want to be patient, let that sit. But if we come right here, there is a pressure sensor right there. Can you see that?
Your hand's in the way.
All right, how about now? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to get where you're at. Sherwood, you can come over here and do this angle. Come in right here. I'm going to disconnect it, and I'm going to put the probe, the tip of the probe, right inside that sensor, and I'm going to show you what happens. I got it to do it several times. Well, twice. Go ahead and turn that on. All right. And we got to do it fairly quickly. So it's inside. And there we go. So we definitely have a leak at this sensor. And it consistently does that. If you leave it plugged in for a minute, it will consistently do that. So we definitely have a leak at that pressure sensor. So we need that. We know we're going to need a pressure sensor.
It wasn't important.
Fine.
Come on into the video.
Do I have to?
Yes.
Somebody dropped off a resume for client relations,
Okay.
and Marley just wanted me to bring it to you.
Perfect.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, baby.
I didn't know who that is.
Well, I hope they know that's my wife.
I might not know that. Not all the viewers know that.
Oh, well, that's my wife. All right, let's go ahead and go up in the air. Got her working today. She's out of school. She's a school teacher. She's out of school. Well, she's teaching summer school right now, but we put her to work in the afternoon. Now, let's see if we get anything at the evaporator core.
These things are pretty common.
So if you have condensation in this tube, this is why I didn't run it yet, do not let water, anything get in this tip. It'll ruin it.
That's
So,
$1,200.
yeah, well, it'll ruin the tip. So
Okay.
we're just going to stick it right there. Nothing.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
These things
So-
are really common for evaporator. Okay.
Perfect example of, these are extremely common for evaporator cores to leak. It's not leaking. I mean, we just proved that. We let it sit for an hour. If it had refrigerant in there, this thing is going to pick it up 100%. The leak that we found is at the high pressure switch. That's the only leak that's on this vehicle. So what we'll do is we will repair that leak. We'll replace that switch. We will obviously do the whole, evacuate it down, replace the switch, vacuum it, give it a good hour vacuum after we do that, and then we'll recharge it. And when it leaves, we'll put dye in it just to be sure that, if it leaks in the future, we'll be able to find it very quickly. But it's not, I'm not anti-dye. I'm just not, I'm not going to only depend on that. We haven't run this yet. We definitely are going to run it, and we're going to see if it cools good. So let's do that. I'm going to look at that switch real fast to see if we see any dye in it, and then we're going to run it, see if it cools good. And the reason that we do that is that I don't want a client to spend money on it fixing a leak and then turn around and it's got a bad compressor, or something else is going on with it. We want to be sure that when we're done doing the repair, it's working. And in this case, on AC systems, we can definitely know that. And a lot of times the leaks that we're getting into, obviously we're opening the system up. We want to be sure if we have to open a system up, let's open it once, fix it, and be done with it. So,
especially considering that most of the time there's a leak, therefore it's getting low and that can damage the compressor. So
yeah,
we don't want to do all that work and then, yeah.
I know you brought over the UV beast.
Yeah, it did. Also, we'll link that tool. It's an expensive leak detector, but it's worth it.
Where's the UV beast at? Are they?
But you think that tool's worth the money, though?
That leak detector?
Yeah.
Every penny. It's worth the
Well,
money.
we had a lot of people who commented on how expensive it is, but
It ain't cheap.
it's,
It'll find a leak.
it's more of a shop tool, though.
Yeah, a technician shouldn't have to buy that. Nope, nothing in it.
It's going to be impossible for them to see, but
Yeah, there's nothing in that though. You might be able to go. Well, you wouldn't be able to see it without the glasses, really, anyway. But here's the thing: is I even looked in here. There's some on the outside. I don't see any on the inside. Well, there's some there.
all right. Well,
Yeah.
let's run this thing.
Anyway,
Let's run this thing. See if it's good.
let's run and see what we got. The other thing we got to be sure of, we want to be sure of a few things when we're running the AC on this thing. I need to get the machine hooked back up to it, but we want to see what the pressures are. We want to see if the fans are going to function right. The biggest thing is we want to see what vent temperature is. We're inside the studio right now, so it is climate controlled in here. It's roughly 80 degrees in here. So we're going to want this thing to be putting out, everybody's got different opinions on this. If you load test the system, which means the doors are open, you have got this thing running on high blower. Most of the time what people are looking for is a 30-degree drop. Not a 30-degree drop if you have all the doors shut, you're running the blower on low, you got it on recirculate, right? You're talking about a 30-degree drop with this thing working hard. So the doors are going to be open, and we're not letting this thing just recirculate cold air over and over and over again. We do have the blower, the cabin air filter out. Let's go ahead and block that back off. Get the right airflow. And we're going to have to address that deal. Yeah. We're
getting pretty cold. 44.
44 right now. We're, like I say, we're at 80, so we're already past very quickly we got past the threshold that we would say is good.
Do you want to hook up and look at the pressure?
Yeah, let's go ahead and look at the pressures real fast. So we've got the gauges up. We're looking at the pressures. The problem is this: we're inside here. It's 80 degrees in here, and it's pretty dry, and it's air conditioned in this room. The AC is putting out so cold. It's like you saw at 44. It's going down 43, 44. It's cycling on and off, even though the blower's on high, because it's working so good that we're just not getting the pressures that we would get outside. So we're only getting about 125 here. It'll pop up just an ever so tiny bit as it comes on right here, right? The low side is, coming down. That's why it's cycling, because the low side's getting down into the 20s. It's going to pop back off again. That's going to come back up. So we know the system is going to be able to work. I am going to move this outside just to see what the pressures are going to be. We've got something behind us. Let's get a pressure switch for this thing, because it's got to have a pressure switch on it. Let's get that on. We'll put it outside. We'll get the machine hooked back up to it outside, so you guys can see the pressure and what they do.
We'll be back tomorrow to do that.
Huh?
It'll be tomorrow. We'll do that.
Yeah, it'll be tomorrow before we can do that. So But we're gonna have to get authorization for the switch anyway. And plus I wanna look and see, let's shut this thing off while we're, before I do this, let's do this. So I'm going to open this back up. We see the door is kind of shut on that stuff. I'm pulling recirculation right now. So let's turn the max AC off so that door will hopefully, no, that door's not closing. Let's see here. I mean, that's definitely, there we go. All right, now let's shut it off because we just dropped that stuff in the blower motor. All right, there it is. So we're gonna have to, let's see. All right. Yep. All right. I don't know where that stuff came from, to be quite honest with you. It, say again? What'd you say? Oh, we're gonna have to, my fault right there. I shouldn't have had the thing running while I opened the door up, but that's all out of there now. All right. This thing has definitely had some type of an animal in here. It's chewed up. You can see it chewed up in there. You can see that stuff. No telling where it came from. They love to be inside that box for some reason. So we're going to get oh gosh. Ugh. I'm going to wash my hands. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That is droppings. We're going to throw that away. And I'm going to go wash my hands right now, because I don't want to get the Ebola. Pressure switch is in it. Gave it a good long hour vacuum. It is fully charged up. Put some dye in it. Everything's good. It is just a beautiful day. It's like 81 degrees, 82 degrees. 85.7 on the, sitting on the metal right there. So, I mean, it's just not a hot day. Got a little breeze, so our pressures are definitely lower than what they would normally be. Sitting again, it's about the same as it was in here yesterday. Sitting about 125 on the high, 30 on the low. Let's take a look at what the interior temperature is. Again, both doors are open, and we're sitting at 49 degrees. Jumping up now because I just pulled it out of there. So we'll take it for a drive down the road. Look here. See, it says 78 on the instrument cluster on the outside temperature. But this car is fixed. It's good to go. We'll take it down the road, make sure it cools good. No issues there. Throw it on max AC, see how cold it's going to get. It's only going to get down into the mid 40s. That's going to be as cold as it's going to get, because otherwise you're going to have a frozen evaporator core. I don't know if I mentioned it. We put a cabin air filter and it cleaned all that out. So this car is fixed, ready to go. And really the only leak that's in this car is that high pressure switch. It's replaced. It's got
scenario, really.
Yeah, it's really sure like best case scenario. Yeah, that's absolutely best case scenario. One of the easiest things you could ever fix on one of these. And
Keep an eye on the rodents.
yeah, we'll let them know they've got those rodents in here, because they could cause a lot of damage. So, and we've got the dye in there, so if anything happens in the future, we'll be able to find it hopefully pretty quickly. So there you go, simple AC inspection. We got another one sitting in front of it that I'm going to do a video on that one. It's got some other issues with it though, so look for that one. We're trying to get these things pumped out. Appreciate you watching. You know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, bell notification, thumbs up, leave a comment down below. We appreciate you watching. We'll see you in the next one.